So what's going on, y'all? AJ Simmons here, and I'm back for the Lunch with the Entrepreneur series. We took a couple weeks off, had a couple things going on, but we want to get back into it. I appreciate y'all coming back for it, okay? Today we got a real good one to bring it back off. We got Mr. Chris, aka Mr. Chief of Chief Cleaning out in Paterson, New Jersey, y'all. So definitely listen to this one. He's talking about post-construction cleaning, and it's something that I don't talk about a lot on this channel, so definitely listen up. It could be another good income source for you guys, and let's jump right into it. Today I have a real good one for you guys. I got Christopher Jones, aka Chief, on the line with me. What's going on, Chief?
Hey, how you doing, AJ, and everybody on YouTube?
All right. I appreciate you for being here with us, man, and taking the time to talk with me on the phone today.
Definitely.
All right. So you know how we always start off. Basically, I want you to just give us a quick rundown of your background, your little story, and we can kind of go from there.
Okay, so I started this company because it's not about the money. It was always about, for me, about helping people in an environment. I started cleaning parks by myself, and I had a question in mind, like, how can I get more people to help me with what I want to do? So what I did was I cleaned parks every weekend, and then it came to my mind that I can actually get paid for this. And that's how I really started this company. I did construction for like 5 years. I've done cleaning for 15 years for other people. And I said, you know what? I can make money off of this at the same time and also help my community.
Absolutely. So that was like a good thing to kind of realize. So basically, that kind of answers my next question, which was going to be what made you choose the cleaning industry.
Yeah, it does, because I didn't know what post-construction was, but that's what I was doing when I was doing construction. I always made sure that the environment was safe, and I made sure that the client had a detailed look at the results that we brought, Right. And then one day I stumbled on something that said post-construction cleaning, and that's where it took over.
Wow, okay. So you were cleaning before you even found my channel then?
Yeah, I didn't even know that there was a niche of post-construction,
Right.
The guys were...
That's cool. So what made you go the independent route versus the franchise route?
I don't want to answer anybody, honestly. I like to be my own boss, and I know from past experiences, some bosses aren't the nicest, and I like to take care of the people that work for me.
Right. Okay.
So that's why I did that.
What have you struggled with so far, or what might have caught you off guard in the business?
You know what? It's about the quantity of work that I can get. The prices are very competitive in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. We have New York, we have Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. So everyone tries the low ball to get in the door, and we bring quality over quantity. Other than that, the work's good. We do what we have to do. We get in, we get out.
Right. So with that being said, do you think that a person trying to get into the cleaning industry, you think that they need any prior experience, or is it just about really getting out there and kind of figuring it out?
Oh, they definitely have to have experience. There's one thing that I'm learning with post-construction. A lot of people, when they go into post-construction, they think that they're cleaning somebody's house. Wow. And, there is residential post-construction, but if they don't know the material and if they don't know what type of chemicals that they need to use to get rid of stains, glue, paint, spackle dust, then they're just going to be scrubbing and rubbing. We don't do that. We know what these materials are, and we get rid of them quick and fast.
Absolutely. And I agree with that 100%. I had experience before I started too. And another thing that we had in common, this is not completely on schedule with the questions I sent you, but before we got started, before we went live, I heard you say that your wife is a part of the business. And so, and my wife is too, or my fiance is too. So I'm wondering, do you feel like, how can I ask this? How much more successful do you think that makes you, having your wife as part of the team? Do you think that's kind of mandatory, or do you think you kind of would have done it anyway?
Extremely successful because of my wife. Right. And I will not, because I can do the work, right? I'm a worker, but she is, how do I say, the financial aspect.
Right.
You know, we're a team, and the communication level compared to having a manager is different. We wake up together, we go to sleep together. So there's nothing that we don't miss, that we don't go over, you know?
Right.
I
And
think, yeah.
I was just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, yeah, because y'all have that same equity in it, like that same sense of ownership. So it's like y'all both striving for that same mutual goal.
Exactly. And um, it all comes down to communication.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, we talk about everything and anything. And sometimes you can't talk to managers or supervisors that you put in these positions. But when it comes to someone that's near and dear to you, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
And
Okay,
in,
so
in certain magazines like Inc. or, Business Financial, they say that, married couples are the number one successful business owners.
that makes sense though, because I always say it seems like that when you're in a relationship, it seems to settle you down too. I know the single people tend to be a little less stable, I guess I could say. You know what I mean? Like they have more
It
time to
balances
party and
out.
stuff.
It balances out.
Yeah, yeah. So what is your daily schedule like?
Well, for the most part, I do drop off people that at certain jobs.
Hmm.
Um, other than that, I manage most of the time. I don't really, I'm getting out of doing the work. And besides that, I do consulting for post-construction cleaning. I have tons of people calling me, inboxing me, emailing me about how do I do this, how do I do that. So, I mean, I'm trying to transition from working in the field to being a consultant and just managing it. I'm trying to get away from managing.
Yeah, yeah. And that's kind of, I think that's like the once we hit that certain point, we all kind of start easing over towards that way because there's so many people out there who become slaves to their business and they're trying to figure out how they can even begin to hire employees. So yeah, that's kind of where I am too with it. So that's good stuff. I'll probably get you back on just to talk about the consultant side of it.
Definitely, man. But that's the thing. A lot of people work in their business instead of working on their business, and you know, it's a fundamental part that we need to strive for in the beginning, but afterwards, it's not necessary because if you can manage time, you can manage people. And I got that from a great salesman one time. You know.
Speaking of your employees, I want to know how does your system work? Like, I'll tell you, my system is pretty much I hire subcontractors or 1099 contractors, and pretty much I give them their set accounts, and they go out there and they get it done. And it's like I don't really have a certain time they have to be there. I don't really micromanage them. I check on them from time to time, or send one of my inspectors to check on them from time to time. And they kind of work independently. If they bring a wife or their husband with them while they clean, that's fine. But for the most part, they're independent contractors, and I don't really supervise them very thoroughly. So, with your situation, is yours more of a team oriented type of system, or are you kind of following the same model?
Well, I mean, it's a team because every new job that we get, I allow the first people that started with us
Hmm.
to have that opportunity to work there and make more money. You know, my company is based on performance, and I know that a lot of people get away from that. But if you cannot produce, then you're not for our company. And, you know, it's called Chief Cleaning. It has the military background. We're in and we're out. So, you know, we're team based, but we also like performance.
Right.
So like I said, we allow people when we get a new contract or a new bid, we teach as we go. We grow and go. So I teach them how to do this and they learn and it helps me not micromanage.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I teach them, they grow, and if they want to leave and start their own company, I'm not mad at that. You know, I let them go.
Right.
But the thing, I teach them, I let them go, I let them learn. I'm not a guy that is on top of everyone, you know, because at the end of the day, we all have our word, and this is business, right? But at the end of the day, your word is everything. I say, hey, you want to make money? Do you want to learn? They say yes, I teach them, and we go forward. But other than that, we're team oriented.
Absolutely. And I got to squeeze one more question too in that wasn't on the
Definitely.
template. But what do you recommend people that to keep their job starting off, or do you say go all in from day one, quit the job, and just go 100%?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna tell you a little bit, AJ, because like you're actually the person that helped me get back doing this.
Okay.
Yeah, last year in March, I got with a Facebook group, and I was listening to different podcasts, and I got my EIN number, and I stopped right there. I never did anything else, and I was still working. I was doing construction, and I was working for a gym.
Mm-hmm.
But I stumbled upon your YouTube channel. I don't even know how. It came up, and I was like, no, let me listen to this brother, right? And when I started listening to your YouTube videos, I said, you know what, I got to get back into cleaning, and then that's when I started to save my money, and then I started to register my business and get everything that I needed, because if you're not motivated, you won't succeed. You can have all the money in the world, but the motivation that you provided helped me go forward, man. Really, it did.
I really appreciate that, and I'm glad you dove into that and broke it down like that, because listening to you and a lot of other people, sometimes I know people listening would think, well, how the hell did they just get started and go? Like, where was the money coming from? Did they have tons of money in the bank? So I'm glad that you broke it down and explained that. And I agree, too. You don't just dive out there with it, you know what I mean, with no plan and just try to figure it out. You definitely got to have some money going on.
You need at least $2,000 for startup.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you a little bit of my story was I was in the construction industry, but I also do property preservation. And while doing that, I got to do like trash outs and stuff like that.
Right.
And with some of these contracts, if we were throwing out people's property like brooms or vacuums, I got to keep it. And that's how I really got to start my company.
Wow.
It was all legal. There's people that do this stuff illegally. They don't have the right yet. Right. But in New Jersey, when it's foreclosed and you have the okay to do this, a trash out, it's all yours. So I did that, and I got everything, all my materials that way. And I was working another job in a gym, and I bid on a contract for the owner for a new post-construction cleaning on his new gym that opened up, and that's what really took me off, man.
That's what's up. So that's where opportunity met preparation.
Yes, definitely. Because, I'm collecting all this material, I'm making money, and I'm saving with me and my wife. And then, I did a great job. They awarded me for the cleaning that I was doing at the gym. And someone gave a good word of mouth. The owner talked to the manager and what the heck is this guy called? He's regional manager. They say this guy's doing a really great job. He cleans very well. I stuck out like a sore thumb. And they just mentioned it to the owner, and I told him I had a cleaning company, and he gave me an opportunity.
So this is what I want to know. Do you think that this business is going to be what solidifies your financial success going forward, or is this like a stepping stone type of thing where it's like a side business and you want to really do something else?
Well, this is part of the vision that I had for a while, and this is just a stepping stone because I'm going to tell you this, and this is a good tip. Post-construction, if it's not coming in all the time, you're going to be sitting. If you don't have a contractor or you don't know like a management group that has investors that are always building, you'll be sitting for a while. If you don't have hot leads, not cold leads, it's not recurring. So what we're trying to do in our company is get office recurring work to keep our profits stable. After that, we want to get into the whole construction machine selling and rebuilding.
Right.
There's more to this. Yeah, there's more to this, but it's a time thing.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So I got to ask you this. Do you ever feel like just a janitor? Because I always get people ask me all the time, well, how do you get people to take you serious and not look at you as just a janitor? So do you ever feel like you just the post-construction cleaning guy, or do you actually feel like a business owner?
No, I definitely feel like the business owner. I mean, there's more freedom as opposed to someone calling you a janitor. I mean, everything has to get done, period, in this world. Like, some people work at McDonald's, someone's a manager at McDonald's, but they're serving a purpose. And if you keep that in the mind's eye that you're serving a purpose for your customer, there's no doubt about it that you are a business owner.
And what advice would you offer someone looking to get into the cleaning business?
All right, man, I'm going to be honest. Not everyone's your friend.
Okay. And
everything that they offer you, take it with a grain of salt, because it doesn't mean that they really mean that. And that's as real as it gets, man. Like, I've been offered this and that. I do the job, and I don't hear nothing from them afterwards.
Right.
You know, they promise you 1,000 things, but they just want the job done. That's it.
Well, I appreciate that, man. And we made it to the end of my questions, but always at the end, I definitely want you to share your YouTube, because I actually checked out a couple of your videos, and I know a lot of people ask me for actual work, like seeing out in the field. And I see you have a couple of those, so definitely share your YouTube and also your website, and we want to shout out Chief Cleaning as well.
Definitely. So my YouTube is Chief Cleaning on YouTube. I have a website, which is chiefcleaningservices.com. And I have a Facebook page, Chief Cleaning Services LLC. You're more than welcome to watch the videos and enjoy the journey.
That's what's up, man. Thanks, Chief. I appreciate you coming through, calling me. Well, actually, I called you up, but thanks for being available and picking up when I called you. And
definitely.
And we'll definitely do another one later in the future. And that's it, man. Thanks a lot. Anything else?
I just want to end with my signature Chief. Cheers.
That's what's up, man. All right.
Don't bother me, I'm working.